Good afternoon. We are back for another of our virtual spotlight series, Grub Club. I hope you brought your lunch. I brought my caffeine because I always need more. Maybe that's saying something about myself. I should probably get a little more sleep. But with that being said, I am so excited to learn today about Vital Body Therapeutics. We have Kelly here. She is one of the co-founders of this incredible CBD brand. And with a background in advanced rolfing, she's worked on thousands of people over the last 12 years. And more recent years, decided to sort of extend that practice and create a CBD line. I want to hear all about you, Kelly, and know about your background and know about why you decided to launch this brand. And I'm going to hand it on over to you.
Thanks, Holly. Hi, John. It's nice to see you. Welcome, everybody. It's lovely to be here. I think since it's such a small group, I would just, before I sort of launch into what I want to share with you, I'm just curious, is there anything specific that you guys would like to know about CBD or about my company or just anything? Because I mean, with such an intimate group, I'd just love to hear a little bit from you and see if there's something I can touch on in this talk. If there's nothing that jumps out.
I won't stomp all over it. I'm fortunate enough to carry Vital Body in my spa, and so love the product. But me, I'm always an education person, so I'd love to obviously hear the background of the product and everything, and have you introduce it to everybody. But and I always butcher this, the Endocannabinoid System. Now I can't say it. Our Endocannabinoid. Now I can't speak at all.
You need caffeine.
You know what? I think I have too much actually at the moment. I'm a little wound right now. Our system internally, which it helps. How's that one?
Yeah. Great. Endocannabinoid system.
Thank you.
You got it. And then you said retail presentation, so just more about our retail line. So I'll touch on that. And then Holly had asked for just a little bit of our company story. So I just wanted to start with that. Obviously, my name is Kelly Skoll. I'm the co-founder of Vital Body. And I am a rolfer by trade, but I'm also a spa owner. So I just want to relate to everybody here, spa directors, spa owners, people in this industry who've dealt with quite an intense year of opening and closing and PPP loans and HR and protocols and equipment and on and on. So it's been quite an adventure for us at our spa. We've had to close several times. We've gone through quite a journey of sort of re-envisioning what it is to give a spa service. And one of the unique things about my company and about myself is that I sort of come from the spa industry as a spa director, a spa owner, as a body worker, and now a CBD running and operating a CBD company. So I've got that sort of back end insight into what it looks like to play so many roles. But my passion is the spa industry, and why I'm so excited about CBD is really about how we can use it to elevate our spa services. And going through such a tough year, I want to share that, one of the things that really got us through it was the revenue that we generated through our CBD products. So not only using the tincture to manage the stress, but also just having such a compelling and effective CBD service and offering for our clients is really one of the reasons why we were able to sort of maintain that cash flow going through some tough times. So part of what I want to do today is obviously share the story, but also just give you, from having 4 years experience offering this, some of the main do's and don'ts. So like what I've learned to optimize your CBD offering and to maximize the revenue, maximize the effectiveness, and just share with you just some of those key points. But to start, I am a rolfer by trade. My business partner, Jennifer, is a massage therapist. And we met many years ago, sort of as we came together to co-found a school. And it was a school for integrated bodywork. And we sort of came from this perspective of having had a real transformation in our own bodies, in our own health. I have a history of chronic injuries and hip dysplasia. And I used Rolfing, as a tool to really transform my body and get out of pain. So did my business partner, Jennifer. And so when we met, we had a vision. It's like, how can we take the power of bodywork and really elevate a spa service and the spa industry so that, more and more people can use the spa as part of their everyday wellness and to, avoid injuries, to heal faster, to get off of prescription medications. And so we sort of met in this collaborative project to start this school of integrated bodywork. And in so doing, really kind of aligned on this vision to create a spa that married sort of the quality of a clinic. So some of the attributes of really tracking our clients through the intake forms, offering therapeutic, really descriptive therapeutic customized services, but have the experience of a spa. So have that real kind of luxury feeling, but a really, really therapeutic service and menu of services. And to this day, Vital Body, our spa, we've been open for over 10 years and we've served over 50,000 people. And why I start with this story and why this is important is that in so doing, we've created a culture in our community in Santa Cruz, California, which is where we are, of people who look to our spa and to our service really from that therapeutic perspective. And they come to us because they know that they're going to get a service that really might be an adjunct to their, the needs that they have medically. So whether it's post-injury or pre-surgery. And so we've gotten a lot of insight from our clients over the years about what they use for pain management and what works and what doesn't. And this really does lead into why we created our CBD company. And there was sort of an aha moment for me. This was about 4 or 5 years ago when I was still primarily working as a rolfer and a spa owner. And I had a client. She was an incredible person. She had an incredible story. And she had, her background was as, very high up in the banking industry. She was a really intelligent woman. She was in a long-term relationship for over 7 years with who she thought was a loving partner. And one day, she was in the shower and her partner actually had what I can only describe as, a psychotic break. And he came after her with something like a tire iron, and he literally beat her into a very, very to the edge of her life. And she had come to me after many years of healing, and she used bodywork as part of how she managed her pain. It's a very tragic story, but she was a remarkable woman who came with, so much insight about the healing process and so much insight about her body. And I'll never forget one day her on, my table. I saw her all the time. And she said, she's a woman who has access to every single pain medication you could ever imagine. And what she found to be the most effective was CBD products. And she had a whole array of cannabis products that she would use to manage her pain. And this was a real aha moment for me because I realized, hey, this is somebody who could use anything. She's tried everything. And this is what she uses. She has no side effects. It's non-addictive. It's non-toxic. And so that was sort of my aha moment. And I went to, my business partner and I said, hey, look, there's really something here. Are you hearing this from your clients? And that began a larger conversation in our spa, talking to our therapist saying, is anybody else telling you, that they're getting these incredible results for their pain and for their inflammation using, CBD products? And what we realized, this was about 4 years ago, was there were a lot of our clients who were having remarkable results. So we decided this was obviously so much in alignment with our mission as spa owners that we were going to look for something to offer them. And when we went to the larger market, we really could not find anything that met, sort of the needs of our demographics. So number one, we were looking at something with great packaging. We wanted something that people would look at and say, this is beautiful, that was not reminiscent of cannabis or pot culture, that really sort of disidentified with what was happening in the pot world. And we wanted something that didn't smell like cannabis, right? And those two things were really important to us. And obviously we wanted something that worked. We couldn't find anything, we just couldn't. We tried everything. We just could not find something that met the requirements that we felt like our larger demographic of people that we served would gravitate towards. So that's when we started getting to work in my kitchen. And we began our process really formulating in my kitchen. And one of the things that's unique about our line is that we were able to beta test on an ongoing basis with our staff and with our clients. So we began working with our formula. We began looking at extracts from plants that were known for their medicinal and their anti-inflammatory benefits. We did in-depth study of CBD and hemp and extraction methods, and we started trying it. And we spent about a year getting feedback from hundreds of our clients and all of our staff members. What do they like? What do they don't like? What don't they like? What's important? And for therapists, what's important in a product is grip to glide, absorption, scent, the cleanliness, and for our retail side, for our clients, they want something that works. They want something that smells good. And so we had this unique opportunity afforded to us as spa owners and as clinicians to beta test until we got our formula just right. So all of our protocols, all of our retail line was really came to be through that process of working with our staff. So I think that's just something that's unique about our line. Before I go on, are there any questions? Is there anything anybody wants to pop in and ask before I keep going? That's okay. I'm curious about dosing for manual usage. Great. Awesome. So the interesting thing about dosage, right, is that because there hasn't been a lot of research, because of the limitations on studying cannabis and specifically on studying hemp, it wasn't until hemp was reclassified as an agricultural commodity that you could begin this research process. So when you go into the studies, you see really disparate research, mostly on animals. So where we landed with our dosage was simply based on the feedback of our clients. For a massage, we use 50 milligrams of CBD per massage. So like I've said, we've done it on hundreds and probably thousands, if not multiple thousands of clients. And we feel comfortable. This is a dose that people get the results, the therapists feel it, the staff feels it, and people come back for it. So that's a really comfortable place that we landed in terms of a single service massage. However, because not everybody gets a full body massage, some people want spot work, we do have an extra strength massage cream, which is 150 milligrams of CBD per ounce. And that's meant to be used more for spot work. So you get the same dosage, the same threshold, but you can use it, instead of a full body treatment, just in a neck service, hand and foot, if you're doing a mani-pedi or something like that. How many ounces per service does that equate to? So again, in beta testing, we have a really clear protocol that I think is the easiest protocol to offer a massage, and that is to apportion your CBD into 1 ounce containers. So this is an example of a 1 ounce container. So here's, say this is 16 ounces of massage cream. You take, these are glass, and you apportion out 1 ounce. And before the staff member goes into the massage, you give them this. 1 ounce is enough for a full body massage. And, there are some people obviously that might require a little more. And I'm sure that John can attest to this as well. But for the most part, 95% of sessions do perfectly fine with 1 ounce of massage cream. In using this, you can assure both your clients that they're getting a 50 milligram dose, and as spa directors and spa owners, you can track your ROI. So if this is 16 ounces, you should know by the time you purchase another 16 ounces that you have actually completed 16 massages at your spa, and you should be able to run that report and know. Does that answer everybody's question about that? Okay. So John, I just want to answer your question about the endocannabinoid system, because, you know, it's like one of those things that you feel like CBD's talked about so much, like everybody must know how it works already. It's everywhere. But the reality is it's actually quite a complicated sort of science. And so I've sort of distilled it down to the simplest way that I know how to understand it. The endocannabinoid system is a system of receptors. It's all over your body. They're receptor cells. They're on your skin. They're in your organs. They're everywhere. And your body is constantly, all the time, producing its own cannabinoids when it registers that you're out of balance. So what is out of balance? You can't sleep. You have anxiety, right? Your sort of system's upregulated. Your body registers that. It produces its own cannabinoids that latch into your receptors and trigger a system to help balance your body, okay? So it's an internal system that's always happening. If you have an injury, if you have a bruise, if you have anxiety, if you have pain, you know, if you have any sort of overactivity in your body where there's an inflammatory response happening, it triggers your own endocannabinoid system to produce cannabinoids to help it balance itself. Okay? So that's the basic thing. You have a system that's already working to bring your body back to balance. Hemp has cannabinoids that are essentially like mirror images. They are like the same replica of your body's own cannabinoids. So when you take it internally or you put it on topically, you're essentially supporting your system like a supplement, giving itself its own opportunity to enhance that process that already exists of bringing down the inflammation or the pain. Does that make sense? It's sort of like a process to just turn the volume down, right? And so your body's already, if you have an injury, your body's already solving it. It's already trying to calm it down. But when you put on the CBD cream, you're enhancing its ability because you're triggering those receptors to bring it back to balance. So in that respect, one of the confusing parts about CBD can be that it seems to work on so many disparate conditions. Like, why would something work for anxiety and for a bruise and for eczema? It's like, what do those things have in common? And the only thing that they have in common is that they're examples of overactivity or inflammation. And what CBD does is it just helps to turn the volume down on any inflammatory response. Okay. Everybody with me? Yes. So there are certain things that it seems like CBD is a little bit like from a retail experience, which you were talking about, Ben, it's like, do you really want to get CBD mascara? You know, it's like, not sure that there's like an inflammatory response happening in your eyelashes, you know, but that product exists. It's like CBD candle, you know, like, not sure that that's a product that really, you know, but it exists. So when you're kind of building out your retail line, you just want to think of use cases, like what's the best. And so for us, we created a very concise line for sort of the main uses. So I guess I'll just go through them. This is our best-selling product. It's our CBD.
Kelly, can I interrupt you for
Oh,
just
yeah,
one brief moment? And you may touch on this during your description of the product, but Ben had a really great question. Does having one massage using CBD, will that, re-level the body levels? How do we promote that? Does that make sense?
Re-level the body levels?
Yeah, re-level the body. I guess if you're, if we need to turn the dial down, right, on our cannabinoid system, if I said that
Right.
correctly, I might have, John, you might have rubbed off on me. I can usually say, but after one treatment, is someone going to feel, leveled down? Are they going to feel, is 50 milligrams enough to balance us? Is kind of what was added there. So, yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah,
Or is
thank
it
you.
something like almost like a series? Like, yeah, you might see a little something, like say a
And I
facial
mean,
device.
yeah. I mean, John might actually be one to give feedback on that as well, because it is anecdotal, Ben. I mean, we do thousands of treatments and people continue to come back. Therapists express, that it helps them to do a solid treatment, and the clients express again and again that they feel the difference. So, that number 50 milligrams is purely based on an average response of a positive response from thousands of clients. So if it was like 1 in 3 people were like, I didn't feel that, I want my money back, we would know. And it just doesn't happen. Do you want to say anything about that, John?
I'm never shy to talk.
I know you love to talk.
And actually, I want to tell the kind of our story with Brown Palace and Vital Body at this moment. Getting to that point, I think just like massage in general, hey, you get one massage and you feel better, but if you get multiple, you get better results out of it. The feedback I get from my clients every time is how great they feel afterwards. But the one that I really see long term is really off of my staff that's using it on that regular daily basis, where they're feeling a long term effect of repeated use. So I guess I would compare it to massage in itself, as you get better benefit by using it more often on a regular basis, but you will feel effect in a single usage as well. Yes?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Does anybody want to add? I'll just keep going. So,
members of the national.
What was that?
Not appear that the individuals in questions. Any question?
Hi, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I just wanted to add on top of what was just shared by John. We also have used Vital Body in our treatment rooms and sell retail. It's our number one retail product sold, and everyone loves using it, and not just the CBD, obviously, but also the arnica, the ginger, everything else that I'm sure Kelly's going to go into, the other benefits of the cream. Repeated use, it's incredible. I have been in a treatment room using it as well as managing the spa, and using it every day, I think, helps save therapists' hands from repetitive use. So that's all. I love, 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 love this product.
Thanks, Brooke. Yeah, so obviously you guys are already adopted CBD. I didn't know how many people would, here would already have a CBD offering or not, but there are 3 main reasons to do it. And you both touched on, number 2. So number 1 is that it increases the effectiveness of each service. I mean, it amplifies whatever the benefit is, whether it's a manicure or pedicure. A CBD mani-pedi is going to increase the benefits for sore, achy feet or arthritic hands. If it's a CBD massage, it's going to increase the benefit. So that's one reason why CBD is so impactful and a crucial element to any spa offering. And number 2, it supports, the longevity of your staff. And I think as a sign of your investment in your staff and their health, it goes a long way. And when they start seeing the results and feeling it, they're so appreciative, but they also get so excited to share it with their clients, because at the end of the day, massage therapists, estheticians, people in the spa industry, we're here to be of service. That's our passion. That's what we love to do. And this gives us just more inspiration to know that we're really creating lasting change with our clients. And number 3, from the spa director and the spa owner perspective, it's like you're driving revenue. I mean, we're seeing in our spa, between 3,000 and 6,000 in retail revenue per month. And we're a small spa, and that is indicative of people, they come back for more. We're in a small town, we're a small spa. This is something that people adopt as part of their everyday wellness routine. When you offer a service, they end up purchasing the retail. And when they see the retail, they end up being curious about the service. So it really is a win-win. Oops. This is just my opportunity to give you a picture of our products. There they are. The benefits of CBD I already went into, but inflammation, sprains, eczema, so Cbd Facial, for redness, for eczema, for acne related to wearing the masks. We're hearing this a lot from people. Arthritis is the number 1 reason people use CBD across the country. If you go on our website and you read the reviews, it's just arthritis, arthritis, arthritis. It's a game changer for people. And arthritis is something that affects, almost 100 million people. So it's pretty incredible. And for sleep, anybody who's in the spa industry knows that almost every woman over the age of 40 deals with some issue around difficulty sleeping, and anxiety and stress. So that is mostly specifically for an internal, which is not often used in the spa industry, but hopefully down the road will be. When sourcing a CBD product, one of the important things to know about hemp is that, the hemp plant is what's called a bioremediator, meaning that the roots of the plant actually will remove from the soil toxins and impurities. So where you source your hemp from is important. You want a clean product. So we obviously source organic hemp from a small farm in Southern Oregon that we've worked with for 3 years, and we third-party lab test all of our products for toxins and molds and pesticides, and we make everything from scratch here. I think one of the unique points about our retail offering, our Cbd Body Oil and our pain cream, along with our balm, which is one of our newest products, is an extra strength roll-on stick. It's a sports balm, is that we solar infuse an additional 6 pain relieving herbs into all of our products. So we like to say that the herbs that we chose sort of potentiate the CBD: arnica, ginger, calendula, chamomile, dandelion, and comfrey. These were all herbs chosen for their anti-inflammatory benefits for all of the injuries that we see in our spa all the time. So for inflammatory response in the skin, for inflammation, for arthritis, these herbs are really well known, and they don't get the hype that CBD has, but they absolutely add to the benefit of all of our products. So it's really easy to find CBD companies. They reach out to me every day and they just say, we'll white label for you, we'll just slap the product in and add CBD and throw your label on it. And that's primarily most of the CBD companies out there, that's what they're doing. So we use this solar infusion where we put all these herbs, we put them in an apricot oil, we put them in the sun for 6 weeks to extract sort of those beneficial constituents. And that forms the base oil that we use in our products. A lot of you have a CBD offering, but I wanted to just kind of share with you a few of the main CBD services that I'm seeing right now. Obviously, everything started with the Cbd massage, but we're seeing the Cbd Facial, which is a beautiful treatment, a mani-pedi, a body scrub, a foot scrub, and a massage, an extra strength spot treatment, body wrap, and a CBD body ritual. So these are some of the protocols that we've written out. We have sort of detailed description of how to offer it and exactly how much to use, the cost, and the CBD amount. What makes us different? I think, you know, the main take home about what makes us different is really just our background in the spa industry and how our knowledge of what you need, you know, to offer a great treatment. Being body workers, I think one of the products that gets our therapists the most excited is the CBD Massage Cream, because it's really formulated for just that technical attributes of doing a massage. So the grip and the glide, the absorption, the scent, the ingredient deck, all of that is really thrilling for massage therapists who appreciate a product made by body workers for body workers. Product efficacy obviously is always our priority. We never release anything unless we've beta tested it and we really know that it works. And creative and clear marketing materials. So one option, if you guys are already offering CBD, but is to put, you know, something like this. It's like a little shelf talker in each room, right? And this kind of, sometimes therapists get a little gun shy to upsell or to do an offer an upgrade. You know, they get a little nervous. They don't want people to feel like they're trying to sell them something. And putting something like this in a treatment room where when the therapist leaves, you know, they're reminded about this service that you offer. Oftentimes the therapist will come back and say, can we do a CBD massage? Or the next time the client comes, they'll say, I want to try that CBD massage. So things like this really help to sort of inoculate your clients to the fact that you have this offering and what the benefits are. And obviously, lastly, like, you need great training. You know, you need your staff to really understand the benefits and some of the contraindications and about the products. So those things are really important to us. Any questions up till this point? I'm getting through to the end where I just want to talk about the main kind of do's and don'ts of a stellar CBD offering. But before I launch into that, are there any questions so far? We can't see the bullets.
Brooke had a question about, she said you mentioned arthritis, anxiety, bruising. What about surgical sites or fractures in bones?
Fractures in bones. I mean, again, it's like I can't reference research about CBD and fractures in bones. What I always come back to is that CBD helps trigger your body's ability to heal itself. That's what it does. So when you have any sort of inflammatory condition, which a fractured bone would be, CBD theoretically would serve your body to manage the pain and the inflammation. Is that
that's great. Yep, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Luminous. Oh, this is our latest product. It's a facial oil. John, do you have this yet? You better get it soon. You know, and this product has really been, we've gotten so much feedback about how it's servicing for some of the oil and acne and inflammation from wearing masks all the time. So aside from, you know, just its anti-inflammatory benefits for things like eczema and rosacea, marketing this and talking to your clients about using it in facials or just at an at-home treatment is really wonderful and specifically relatable in terms of our current situation wearing masks. I'm going to close by just going over the 5 do's and don'ts of a CBD offering.
I realized I've been on mute and I was trying to ask a quick question, if you don't mind my interrupting, Kelly. Can you touch on, I noticed that one of the questions was, do you have facial protocol? Thank you, Samantha, for clarifying that you do. But I'm curious, where do you see the direction of the brand going in terms of adding additional products? What are your plans for the future? How do you look to grow in that selection of unique products?
Thank you for that question. Well, right now what we have is a really concise line. We have a bath soak. We have a bath soak, which is really incredible for both spa treatments, but also at-home care for people who are athletes, neuropathy, things like this. People really get a lot of benefit. We have a body oil, facial oil, targeted pain cream, and an on-the-go balm. And I think as we develop, what we're really looking at is what's needed in the spa industry and where are the holes and the gaps. And my understanding from speaking with our accounts is that, having, and we have an internal tincture. My understanding right now is that we've really got the bases covered, and where people would like to see us grow is more with an eye cream or a facial cream or a serum. So I think to really round it out, that's where I'm feeling like we're going to go next, and then continue to base our growth on the feedback from our accounts and what's needed. I don't want to have a line that is very big, to be honest. I want a concise line that's part of everybody's daily life. I want to be the company that if you use CBD, you can get it from me, and it can be part of your everyday wellness or targeted injury specific relief for a chronic or acute situation. And so we're like the full stop brand for your daily and for your acute situations. And beyond that, I just feel like it's not relevant, So aside from sort of some facial products, maybe something for the hair, I want to stick to where the research shows that CBD can be provide maximum benefit. Does that answer?
Yes. Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, and that quite frankly makes sense. I mean, having, only not been in an operation for only about 6 months, well, I guess since COVID, but not, going back to an operation, at least at this moment, to operate. I know one of the things that I really was searching for as an operator was exactly the direction that you're going. Certain targeted treatments for the face where CBD could really benefit, and not necessarily take away from or make you have to choose between, say, the facial brand that you currently have partnered with or brands, but that these can be infused along with them to just create an additional impact. Of course, more revenue opportunities if you wanted to make it a boosting treatment and whatnot. So no idea. I think that's great. A couple of other comments, and I don't want to butcher her name. Do you say it Anina? I'm not sure. So I apologize if I've messed up.
Oh, it's Anaina. That's okay.
Anaina.
It's fine. Yeah.
Cool. What is that? Is that Hawaiian?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. Okay. I'm married to a Hawaiian, so how I had never seen that before is beyond me. But okay, so if you wouldn't mind sharing, and I'm gonna spotlight you for a moment, even though I don't have your face here, would you mind touching on your comment? I think that's a great comment.
Yes, I don't mind. I'm sorry, I didn't plan on going visual today, just for a number of reasons. I studied something called neurokinetic therapy, and if you're at all familiar with it, we see kind of like a hierarchy in how to address these imbalances within the fascial myoskeletal system. And scars can be have a huge impact, right? And many people don't get the kind of tissue work after they've had a scar from physical therapy any longer. I mean, you have to teach people how to do self-care at home. And so I just thought, wow, CBD seems like it could be possible as part of another way to address it manually. And also people might be more inclined to use it at home if they start to feel some of the other added benefits of anti-inflammation. I just did a quick Google search recently, and the jury, they don't have enough information about how it can benefit scars. I just haven't seen anything definitive, and it's all probably anecdotal at this point. But anyway, since you're so adept at creating these products, I just thought, I'm putting almost a request out there. If you feel so inclined to pursue it, that might be something very beneficial to add to your line. And I
Yeah.
would certainly be interested.
Well, thank you. Well, I mean, one way of thinking about it too is that, depending on the kind of scar tissue work that you do, there's a lot of different styles of scar tissue work, but there is an inflammatory response, right? From trying to realign the collagen and possibly, creating some inflammation as you work. So the CBD in the product would be a really good adjunct just to support that inflammation response from the scar tissue work itself. So that's just a little side note. But yeah, I'm not sure. So keep me posted if you find anything about that. I'll be curious to see where the research goes.
Well, maybe I'll share your product line with my other colleagues.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I think that one of the things that a mistake I think that's made in the CBD space is trying to brand CBD solely in beauty, and to leverage the sort of it's a therapeutic product, so I always encourage spa directors, spa owners to write their menu descriptions in a way that helps educate people. This isn't just a fad, this isn't a trend, this is a truly therapeutic product that you can use for the rest of your life without side effects, and incorporate it the way you would, an arnica cream or Advil for that matter. And so I think that we need to all just sort of help corral people in the CBD industry to understand its therapeutic benefit more than all the other things that it's being touted for, specifically in the beauty space, luxury beauty. But in light of that, I'd just love to just go over my top 5 do's and don'ts. If you have a pen and paper and you want to jot down an idea, if you already do these or you don't, or you want to play around with them, I would recommend taking a note here or there. So number 1 is offer CBD massage in the pre-apportioned 1-ounce jar. Do it. It's going to help you manage your ROI. It's going to keep your therapist from overusing. It's going to help you understand dosage and benefit relative to your demographic. And it's going to help you with your marketing to speak to a real clear CBD content for a service. And you can do that not just in a massage, but in a mani-pedi. Be really clear about how you apportion your protocols. And I recommend using these 1-ounce amber jars for that. You can wash them, they're reusable. Make CBD its own service. Don't make the mistake of just making it an upgrade. That is a mistake. CBD should be its own service. People should understand it as a novelty service. It's not the same as an aromatherapy upgrade. It is truly its own service, and it should be spoken to and of in that way. You should definitely also make it an upgrade, but use the novelty of the service as an opportunity to describe in the menu description the benefits and educate your clients about what you have to offer. Do talk about the benefits in the menu description. Definitely get clear about how you want people to understand and what to expect as far as an outcome or a possible benefit. I definitely think, if you word it, some people word it as truly kind of just a luxury service, but I think worded in its therapeutic context, maybe speak to arthritis or some of the use cases that are real buzzwords for people that everybody has, especially arthritis, so that they can identify with CBD as a possible solution to what they're there for in the first place. Offer CBD as both a service and in retail. Obviously, everybody knows this. Sell the product that you use in back bar. Okay. Have your spa director offer an upgrade to the service when booking, or your spa coordinator. So we've seen in our spa 30% increase in CBD services when the front desk coordinator says something like, would you like to upgrade to a CBD mani-pedi or a CBD massage? Half the people will say, yes, oh yeah, I want that. And the other half might say, I'm not sure, what is that good for? Which gives your spa coordinator an opportunity to educate them about the offering. Properly educate your staff, make sure that they can speak, that they can answer the question, John, what's the endocannabinoid system? Like, we got to get it in people's heads to just be able to speak clearly about what it is and who it's good for. And consider incentivizing the staff with a commission. I mean, I've seen again and again across the country, that the therapists really appreciate it, and it definitely drives services and retail. Those are my top 6 do's and don'ts. I think that was 6. I'm going to stop there and just open it up for questions. And I want to thank everybody for your time and attention. I know everybody's super busy. I appreciate having the opportunity to share with you about our company and what I've learned. And if we can be of service to you in any way, we have a ton of protocols that I'm happy to share with anyone if you're considering expanding your offering. If you'd like to sample any products, we would love to share them with you. And of course, we're available for questions or anything after this event. And thank you so much to you, Holly, for setting this up. I appreciate it.
I should say my pleasure. I was typing at the same time. I apologize. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Or, man, that was great. I mean, I gotta say, I'm pretty well versed in CBD. I've been trying CBD for a very long time. I've compared dozens of brands, dozens and dozens and dozens, it feels like, of brands have come across my desk or have been shipped to my house for me to try and give feedback. And overall, I think some can speak to what CBD does well. But this was actually a whole different level for me. I felt like it was speaking more to my level, I guess, of understanding. And it was very clear and concise and clean. And I think that it would lend itself to people fully understanding truly what CBD is as a therapy, not an indulgence, not a luxury, not a fad, and what it actually really does for you. So I'm really grateful for that. I actually learned something new and really kind of thought I knew a lot about CBD. So thank you so much. I see that John unmuted, so you must have something to say. So I'm gonna spotlight you.
Oh, I always have a ton to say, but one item, and I think it was touched on a fair bit, but I just kind of want to reiterate when we're talking about educating clients about what product in the CBD line to purchase, and why we ultimately went with Vital Body is, as Kelly said, there's a ton of lines out there. They're adding CBD to, as I would say, there's lines out there adding CBD to trash. And you put CBD in trash, you still have trash with CBD in it. But, and one of my favorite aspects as I speak to my clients about Vital Body and that retail purchase side is, if you have all these other wonderful ingredients, the arnica, the comfrey, so on, so on, so on, and then you add CBD to it, it heightens everything. It makes it even a stronger, better product. And arnica, and I say this a lot with arnica, is, boy, if it got the same push today as CBD did, boy, it'd be blowing up as far as an individual product on that.
Right.
But it's really amazing that people don't understand. They just think it's CBD. But if you give it these other wonderful things to play with and enhance, it becomes an even more high quality product and beneficial to them.
Yeah. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Almost everybody here is already a client. So I would just ask you guys all to refer me somebody.
I will challenge that. I would absolutely recommend.
Holbrook.
that those of you that, you know, you're influencers, part of the reason why we have joined forces with this association, and many of you are on my board. So actually, maybe all of you, for the most
All
part.
the board members that showed up.
Board members. Not all of them are here. Some of them are traveling. Some of them actually, unfortunately, had to go into budget meetings. But I know that they actually are not necessarily clients of yours yet. But I do. I extend that challenge. I think that you know, if we can put our forces together and make recommendations to our colleagues about this great brand, I think that I would highly recommend it amongst the competition for sure. And there is a lot of it. And you're right. Put CBD on trash, it's still trash.
Yeah. I mean, and if there, since you guys are clients, well, Sarah, I think, Sarah, yeah. And John, I mean, is there anything you feel like we're missing or we could do better? Or, I mean, since I got you on here, anything that you would request from us to develop as we move forward, trying to, you know, find new accounts and expand our offering?
Really, honestly, I love the fact that it's a smaller line. I don't want 10 million products in a line. I think it starts diluting the line as far as the offerings. No, I don't have the facial oil. And I don't have the extra strength balm. What's wrong with me? And the one item that you did mention being either a face cream or an eye cream, you know, if there's a gap, I would say it's sure there's a gap there. I don't think it's that item's going to overtake the balm or the creams, but I think it certainly could be an essential item within the line.
Yeah.
And John, I'm going to put this back on you. What's your top seller?
Wow. Right now, it is the extra strength cream. I personally love the balm in that stick form just because I love its application. I always kind of call it, it's like a deodorant where you can kind of roll it up a little bit, but you kind of use it as a tool at home on yourself. My calves is where I use it primarily. So I can actually use it to rub in almost like a tool aspect. So my best seller is the extra strength cream. My favorite is the stick balm though.
Great.
Yeah.
Great feedback.
That's our best seller, the cream. Absolutely. The extra strength cream. Yeah. Do you use the salt and service, John? Do you use it in a CBD mani-pedi?
We do use it in a pedi, and then we do a soak tub, which I hate the tub just because it, well, personal reasons, takes up time where I could be doing other things in that same room. But we sell the soak a ton. Well, you see my orders, they almost always have soak on them as well. Yeah. We, being on a hotel property, almost every guest room has it. And so we wind up using it and selling it to people using their guest rooms as well, especially when we unfortunately can't get them booked because we're fully booked.
Right.
Can I ask a question? So John, it sounds like you use that in the soaks in your guest rooms. One of the questions, and I'm going to piggyback onto it, Ben asked, is it in minibar? And then also, if I could add to that and ask, do you do co-branding? So can you know, say the Brown Palace logo go onto the in-room packaging?
We don't, not with the salt, but we do make what we call, actually, was this John's idea? No, this was somebody else. We work with amenities packages, and one way is with our collateral card. And so this is a card, it's a 5x7. One side of it is information about the cream. The other side is branded to your spa or your hotel with a sample sachet of the cream. So those can be used in turn down service or any amenities program as a gift item or a giveaway. And the collateral card does have information about the spa or any promotion or offering. So at this point, that's the only sort of branded collateral that we do.
Well, I mean, that's helpful, you know.
Yeah.
That's certainly very helpful. John, to put it back on you, and I know you went away for a second, so I'm not sure if you had to step away, but do you put it into your minibar, or how do they get it?
I originally stated that wrong. I don't have it in room right now. We sell it like mad, especially in the, what size is that, Kelly? 3-ounce size, the small
Yeah.
size soak.
3 or 4 ounce.
Yeah, we sell about 100 units a month total of the Vital Body line. Pre-COVID, we were about 150. But I will say that was a little adjustment that happened on forcing my staff to make sure they're recommending retail all the time. So we'll see a jump in that sale here across the next month or so as well.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I would imagine too, working together and doing a mini bar program, a lot of that is done internally, and Ben, to your point. So I think lots of great options. This has been fantastic, really. I love learning something new. That's kind of why I love these selfishly. Does anyone have any other questions or comments before we kind of wrap it up for the day and chat about next week for a moment? John has to run, says, love you, Kelly. There he goes.
Bye, John. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Well, while I have you guys here, I have one quick note about next week. So next week, we are doing our Spotlight series again, 12 noon. Bring lunch, bring your staff, share with your friends, share with your colleagues. We have Focus on Beauty Brands. They carry a number, 80 some different lines, and they're going to, it's kind of our first experience with them. So we're going to learn more about what they have and what they do in terms of distribution of the brands that they've partnered with. I can't express again and enough, Kelly, Samantha, Kinsey, thank you for being here today. I look forward to learning more. I look forward to continuing this partnership in 2021 and seeing much success for you all and Vital Body Therapeutics.
Thanks, Molly. It was fun. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much for having us.